Hello Hookah.org, it is Paul here once again with another video how-to for you. This one is kind of an extension of the common hookah problems issue. Now, as you're aware, one of the most important parts of any hookah setup is the grommets, or gaskets. It depends on what you really want to call them. But what happens if you lose it? If you don't know where your gasket went, just kind of pretend that's not there. There we go. You have no idea where your grommet went, so you've got a bare hookah that really doesn't do anything for you. Now remember, there are multiple grommets here. There's the bowl grommet, as you saw. There's the hose grommet right in here, and there's the base grommet. Now, if you're missing any of them, I have the solution for you. It's a really old solution, but it's the one that I've used in a pinch, and it's the one that plenty of other people have used throughout the course of hookah history. Paper. I know it sounds odd, but specifically, I love using paper towels, soft, squishy paper towels, ripped into strips, folded, and wetted with water. That becomes your grommet. You can use it for any one. You can use it for a hose, bowl, base, doesn't really matter. Now, it's a really simple process. Like, I'm gonna see if I can even get this thing off, because I don't take my base grommet off very often, but hey, look at that, it's silicone, so it comes off nicely. It's really as simple as wetting the paper towel, wrapping it on there, trying the fit, trying your hookah, making it go. So I'm going to come back in just a second with things all set up and ready for you, and then we'll see how it works. Alright, I'm just going to run through all of the different ways that you can do this. Number one is for the base grommet. The base grommet is really pretty easy. I have torn my paper towel into strips. I have a bowl of water here. You just wet it down, you know, like you do. I like to make it relatively even by folding it over. You knock off the extra water, take your hookah, wrap it around until you think it's thick enough. That's really it. Now you still want it to be pretty wet. You don't want to squeeze everything out. And you go slowly. Like, as the first time you do this, you might not know what your fit is like. Now this is quite obviously too loose. So we just keep adding paper towels. It's really that simple. You do want to make sure that you don't somehow cover the hose port or the purge valve. Now you notice I didn't wet this one entirely. That's to help it adhere to the paper towel below. And you see we're getting a little bit more built up here. Closer, closer. You see the, oh, sorry, there you go. You see there's still some wiggle room there, and it's going in and out fairly easily. You just do this, like I said, until you get it right. Until, hopefully this will be the last one. If not, I'll cut away because this is getting boring. Until everything fits properly. And you don't want to go too fast and add a ton, because then it's going to just get all jammed up and it won't be able to fit. You've got to start over from the beginning. There you go. There you go. See how that's got a little bit of resistance? Now bear in mind, this is not going to be a seal that you can pick up the hookah by the stem. It will come out. That is not the kind of seal this is. This is not a perfect seal. This is a kind of an emergency seal, but it's one that's been used for many, many years. You can make it tighter, which I'm going to do now, but that's really, so long as it has that little bit of resistance, you're pretty good. Because all you're trying to do is make it harder for air to come through the at the base junction than at the top. Air is going to take the path of least resistance. There we go. That's nice. And you see that little bit of water that came out the sides? That means that the pressure squeezed some water out of the paper towels. And that's actually, yeah, it's not a bad seal. The process is pretty much the same for the bowl grommet, which I will hopefully get a shot for you. Whoop! Up here. It's really even simpler, because if the bowl is sized properly, you really shouldn't need to seal it all that much. You just wrap a strip of paper towel around. Again, make sure it actually has some moisture in it. You can see that that's still dripping wet. Take your bowl, seat it on top. And again, see how it pushed a little bit of water out? That's created a nice seal. That's going to dry while it bakes with the coals, and that is going to seal very nicely. At the end, it will come off very easily, and you can throw it all away. It's a disposable seal, but you know what? It's a good seal. It gets the job done. The process is exactly the same for the hose grommet, but I don't think you care enough to see that, so I'm going to cut this here. Thanks for joining us. That is how you use a paper towel to replace a missing grommet. And yeah, try it out. If you're ever in a pinch, which I have found myself in many times, especially when taking hookahs to other people's houses, this is a great way to solve that oh so terrible problem of an unsealed hookah. And it can also be used if you have loose grommets. You can use the paper towel on top of the grommets to tighten things up and really seal up the system. That's it. This is Paul saying once again, thank you very much for joining us. Please make sure to check out the forums, like and subscribe down below, give us a thumbs up. We've got a new contest going on right now thanks to socialsmoke.com, which you can only find the information for on our forums. So definitely check those out, participate in the conversations, and maybe you can win yourself some free stuff. Thanks again, and happy smoking.